program has definitely evolved in my 4 years here. We are a more cohesive team. I feel like we work more collaboratively together towards our goals than individualistically.
My favorite thing about this team specifically is our team unity. I think that really everybody genuinely gets along on this team. And we're a small team, so there can be a lot of drama, and there really isn't, and it's really great.
I certainly think the program's evolved in the sense that recruiting has become a lot easier. When you're a winning program, people come to you a lot more, so you get a little more pick of your options. And it's really been able to help me, I guess, create the culture that I'm looking for. It is about volleyball, it is about the skill, it is about the athletes you bring in, but it is most definitely also about how they fit in and how that builds and how that culminates on the court. So I think that over the years I'm having the options more of who we bring in, and which makes a big difference because it's not just about their skill, but it's about how they fit into the program and how they buy into the program, and so it's created my team culture to be a lot stronger, and so I think you see that in the results on the court.
My definition of hard work is putting 100% of yourself out there all the time, being 100% of yourself no matter what you're doing, if it's volleyball, if it's school, if it's working, no matter what, being 100%.
I think although it's a very team sport, there are times when it can become individual in the sense where people are concerned with their stats and concerned with their play time, and I'm sure that's every sport, but I really try to drive home that if today's not your day, another day will be, and you're going to want the person that's out there supporting you, so you should be supporting them.
So my freshman year, I considered transferring because I was so homesick. I'm from Pittsburgh, so I'm over 6 hours from home, and it was very hard acclimating, yet volleyball became a place that felt like home, so it really helped me stay on the right track.
Getting into the community is really important, and we've tried to every year run a free clinic for one of the local sports. Last year we did it at Lower Cape May Regional, who had just recently started their program, so they were new. And what's so cool about it now is that their entire team comes to almost every one of our home games. And they get a bus, they come out, and it's because the love of the sport and the connections we made when we went and did that clinic. So I think community involvement and bringing in the local community is extremely important in the growth of our school and our athletics department. And when we do these community involvement with another younger high school program or middle school program, them being able to connect with those girls and see how much value they're giving to these girls, it really helps build their confidence. And besides making connections with people that are important, it builds their confidence and their, engagement, and so that they can use it in other arenas. And when they're getting such rewarding emails from parents and thank yous for what they're doing, you can see that it really touches my players.
I think one of my favorite memories is actually it was kind of before I became an Osprey, but my coach had come to my states game in high school, and I kind of had a little freak out moment, and I banged the back wall and the whole thing shook, and it was super loud. And she always tells me that she was sitting next to a couple other coaches, and coaches were like, oh, she's got a bad attitude, whatever. And my coach, Allie, goes, yeah, no, she's gonna be so good. And so it was awesome to see that my personality can be approached in 2 different ways, and so that was a good memory of mine.
One of my favorite memories with the Stockton volleyball team is that we took an international trip to Barbados to play their national team, and that was a way for us to show our skills that we had been working on, as well as spend time as a team together to bond and have an experience of a lifetime. Student athlete, student is first. I am involved on campus outside of the team. I am the president of the History Club. I'm the secretary of the Women's Coalition. So being able to do those things at the same time playing a sport, I think is a great opportunity that I wouldn't have at another university.
Besides encouraging students to go abroad on their own academically, we also travel every 3 years. Our first trip was to Costa Rica. Our second one was to Barbados. And when we go, not only do we get the awesome experience of competing against their national team and spending time with their national team, so it's not just a matter of going and playing and we leave on the bus. We actually usually do a nice little dinner afterwards where we can communicate and share with each other about experiences and everything, and it's such a neat experience. In addition to that, we usually do a community service project while we're there, and just for my team to get out there and experience culture, a different culture than what they're used to or what they've seen, and really immerse themselves in it, and then also provide some sort of helping hand or community service. It's just completely valuable. Excuse me. It's something they'll carry with them for the rest of their life.
My takeaway for being a player under Coach Walker is that she's taught me how to face adversity, and that if there are obstacles in my way, there's no way that I can't overcome them, and that's on the court and most definitely off the court as well.
I think that the future of the program has a lot to do with the current program, and I guess how the current players transition the program and hand it down is really the future of the program. So it's really important to establish leadership on the team. I know I've talked a lot about leadership, but I feel as though it's a very important aspect of our program. And when you become a junior and a senior, leading the program and making sure that that's really ingrained in the newcomers and the freshmen is what leads to the future of your program. And I think that we're really strong leadership-wise this year, and so I'm really hopeful that this is our year, and we're gonna get back to the top.
The program evolved more as we're getting better players and more players, because even the years I haven't been here, they've told us about it, and there weren't many players. Sometimes they didn't even have really enough for a full team, because 12 can be on a team. They had 6 just to fill out the singles and doubles placements. So we've gotten a lot more people, and it's starting to progress more, and we're getting better as a team as a whole.
Well, I think we've been a little more competitive. I run a discipline program. I think the kids have bought into what I'm trying to accomplish, trying to be more competitive, putting more effort in practice, and also in the off season. I try to get the athletes to always give 100% on court and off court with their academics, but mostly every time they compete is just give their most overall effort.
I would say that Harry developed you could say a really nice, fun atmosphere, because everyone has bonded together so well during preseason, and you could say we do, if not everything, a lot of things together, even off campus.
The family, team building, we're there for each other, and we're all trying to achieve a common goal and to win the match. We try to get them to meet, talk with the captains, and get the leaders to sit with them individually and go over the expectations of the team of the previous years, and to instill, that we're a team and we don't do things individually. So we kind of leave it up to the leaders to educate the new people.
It's really a fun atmosphere, and everyone's really hardworking, but it's laid back too, so it's really nice.
fact of the maturity level of dealing with ladies between 18 and 21. They're more disciplined, more motivated, hopefully at this level. And the fact that I only have to carry 10 girls, I can be a little picky. That's just the fact that we also have one of the best facilities in the state. And that's one thing I'm thankful for Stockton. They gave us a great facility and they maintain it.
We all have really good grades, and our coaches really pushed having good grades. Like, there's like, if you really need to study for a test, that comes first, because they really say student before athlete.
Hard work, I would say, is like doing the best you can and stuff, and like I apply every day, like in my classes and in my athletics, because like I work hard during practice and our games, but I'm always like trying to achieve like the best I can be. And then in like the classroom, I'm trying to like get all A's and stuff and try to keep my GPA up. I think my favorite moment is our Hilton Head trip, because like we all bonded as a team going to like this tournament together for this whole week. We all did like activities together, like we went out to eat, and like we spent like the entire time together. We would like hang out and like play games and stuff. We would go out to eat together. We went on this 10-mile bike ride that turned into probably like 20 miles because our coaches got lost, but it was really fun.
The last couple of years at Hilton Head, where we play 5 matches, and on Friday we kind of get away from tennis and we take a 13-mile bike ride with the whole team, and we just have a really good time.
I think the significance of playing at Hilton Head is kind of like showing off the Stockton women's tennis team and showing like we can play people that aren't even in our division and win and compete.
I think the camaraderie, we try to establish it like a family. We do a lot of bonding activities, and everybody's there for each other.
I think I'm mostly going to take away the friendship and like the connections I made on the team, and like how we bonded, and like how I can use like the teamwork we used in this sport like in my daily job.
I would really take away the friendships I've made, and I feel like being on the tennis team has really improved my communication skills, because I'm not really that much of an outgoing person, but being on the team kind of like forced me to, and I feel like that's been really beneficial.
The fact that we're getting some high quality freshmen. We have 2 freshmen starting at first and second singles, so I think the future looks really great. We're starting to get younger players to start right away, instead of getting players as freshmen and finally playing when they're juniors.
After I started college, coaching after I served in the military for 5 years, I was injured. I actually got to compete for the All-Army track and field team in 2000 before I deployed and did some other stuff. So during that time I got injured, and I helped a few athletes along the way, and that kind of got me interested in teaching coaching. One of the pillars to our program, something that we try to instill, is just confidence, self-confidence, as well as discipline, commitment. So the things that you need to have to be successful as an athlete, especially a college athlete where there's a lot of time that you're on your own, those apply directly to my career as a military officer. And I was a lieutenant, so I was a leader of troops. And as a senior in college, I was the team captain and kind of got some leadership experience being part of a team. And the beauty of track and field is that it's so diverse. There's so many different people on a track and field team that when I went into the military, I had a background in working with different people for a common goal. So we're, alumni that I actually coached are now out in the workplace and they're coming back. So Jacina and Amanda Williams, I mean, it's awesome to kind of be able to pay it forward and have them return and help out athletes that were in the same position they were in just a few years ago. We have a family culture with the team. A lot of that, the foundation of that was already in place when I arrived. We just maybe didn't have the numbers. But between Coach Preston, Coach Chandler, and Coach Curl and Coach Chandler, being here over 20 years of coaching at Stockton. Coach Kev has been here almost 30 years. They had a family structure, especially within their event groups.
The culture of cross country, I would say, is different than other sports because it's very much an individual sport as well as a team sport. So we have to focus on racing against ourselves as well as doing well as a team. So we like to hold each other accountable at practice and everything, but we also know it can become stressful with everything on top of it. So as well as holding each other accountable, we like to keep the atmosphere and the mood chill and calm and all fun, so that we know we can rely on each other to pick each other up whenever we're down and all that.
For cross country, our culture is mainly based off of respect, because even though the sport, running in general, is really individualized, to win in cross country, your team as a whole has to score well. So we all have to respect each other and be able to motivate each other to run as a unit.
The program at Stockton has evolved with Stockton University. I mean, the university itself is very different from 1995 to 1999. My junior year, we didn't even have a track. We didn't get a track till my senior year. So when I first arrived, we had a very old track where the sports center is now, and they ripped that up and they started construction on the new track. We also didn't have a sports center. So there's some infrastructure that just wasn't there. So we were kind of spread out, and it was hard to get people in one place at one time, especially when you don't have a facility to train in. So since then, the culture of athletics has just dramatically changed, and there's definitely more sports programs, there's more assistance there for the athletes, and that's carried over to track and field. The commitment comes and the hard work comes when nobody's there. That's really the big moment. It's when you're home on winter break or you're home in the summer. Are you doing, extra stretching? Are you doing extra core work? Are you doing the extra little things when no one's there to tell you have to do it?
For hard work, I would define it as giving 100% of whatever you can give in that moment. And it may vary what 100% is, but in the moment you're in, as long as you can give 100% of whatever you have, then that's as hard as you can work.
Hard work is doing the little things. It's as much as going out there and hammering a workout or doing a 40-minute tempo or mile repeats, as it is going out there and stretching early in the morning, going out there and getting in a 3-mile recovery run, or just to loosen your body up, and making sure that if you're injured, you ice and you go to athletic training and you do the things that are required. It's knowing to eat the right things. It's yes, I like ice cream and I can eat ice cream all I want, but it's not going to benefit me or the team. It's knowing to come together as the team, and it's coming together as the team and knowing when to screw around and when not to. So at what's an easy practice, what's a day that we're supposed to be focusing and putting in the work.
Yeah, so the team accomplishments, we had 2 major team accomplishments with our women. They won their first ever NJAC cross country championship, and then they would return in that outdoor track and field season, win their first ever outdoor track and field championship. And there was a lot of athletes that were our first recruit class in there that scored and did really well for us as seniors. And then and 2 of those athletes are in the physical therapy program and accomplished great things. They were Cassandra and Alicia Belko were 2 of our first All-Americans on the track. So that the year of 2016-2017 was great, and then that was matched last year by our men's cross country team. last cross country season kind of struggled to find themselves. It was an up and down year. They never really got their groove and racing all on the same page. And then we went to regional cross country championships, and they had their best finish ever in school history. One of our big goals was to break into the top 18 and to have our best finish ever, and they went and placed 16th after kind of a season of struggle. So we were really excited, and one of our best runners was sick that day, so we had to have some other people step up, and it was just a great accomplishment for that group.
If I'd give a single moment, my favorite part is just all the friendships that I've made with my teammates over the years. So I guess the moment would just be spending time with them.
The program has kind of taught me how to respect myself and know my self-worth in a way and realize what I'm capable of. And if I think I'm capable of something, I can do so much more.
One thing that Jason Resch has taught me specifically is I can, we will, and that's on the back of my shirt. And it was a saying that we adopted my freshman year for the team, and it really goes hand in hand with what cross country is. And so I can, we will goes to the basics of I will put in the hard work, I can do this, I can run faster, I can put in the work, and that sort of thing. But we as a team collectively can accomplish things. We as a team can work hard. And so one of my teammates on the team, he once phrased cross country as this, saying that cross country is when an individual can put in the hard work, he can be good, or he could even be great, but he's by himself. It's when the team comes together collectively and they all put in the hard work, they all make the sacrifices that they have to, that the team can be amazing and accomplish something extraordinary.
Well, apart from just having a great coaching staff that just really knows how to draw us all together, it's just being accepting of everyone and including everyone. We do a lot of our runs as one big group, so just a bunch of guys running down the trail. And when you're running for an hour plus every day, it just gets goofy.
The future plans for the program would be to hopefully get a conference championship for our men. Our men cross country and men's track and field have not won a conference championship. We're close. The last 2 years we've been second indoors and outdoors with our men's track and field team. So we're closing that gap. So we're pushing to get a conference championship as well as grow our program. With Coach Nick McDonough on board now, we're really looking to grow our numbers in cross country specifically, and really kind of promote our campus and promote our program in the cross country ranks.
Go Ospreys!
Go Ospreys!
Go Ospreys!
Go Ospreys!
Go Ospreys!
Go Ospreys!
Go Ospreys!